Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips a balance in favor of fair use. Okay, you guys. So I'm going to comment on this alleged news story. Freedom of speech, freedom to have your own opinion, and freedom to ask questions, especially when you question the narrative that's being pushed down everyone's throats. Like grandma's dinner that no one wants to eat. Here we go.
Scientology insider will allege that there is much we don't know about this famously powerful, wealthy, and secretive institution. Allegations of misuse of power and physical harassment. ABC's Dan Harris brings us an exclusive interview with a woman.
Let's see if she reveals all the physical harassment of the children, especially the ones that she oversaw.
Who was once a high-ranking church official. In his report, Scientology, an insider speaks.
Scientology, a church known for celebrity,
Love a Scientologist.
secrecy, and controversy.
No, I'm not stopping here. You listen to me for a second.
And now the latest PR hit.
Wait a minute. Didn't Tommy Davis take the place of Mike Rinder when Mike Rinder allegedly escaped Scientology?
It involves a former high-ranking insider named Debbie Cook, who's being sued by the church and is fighting back by making headline-generating allegations in open court about what she says happened to her behind the scenes in the Church of Scientology.
And look at that. She's married to a lawyer. Wakey, MF Wakey, everyone.
I was put in a trash can, cold water poured over me, slapped. I know it's wrong. It needs to get exposed. It needs to get confronted, and it needs to get...
Look at that. She's even talking in Scientology language. It needs to be confronted. What about all the children? There are so many to count that were punished and made to scrub garbage dumpsters with toothbrushes. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you dole out that punishment a few times, Debbie Cook? Inquiring minds want to know.
handled. It can't go on.
It's become
It needs to be handled. Is she still a Scientologist? She sure talks like it.
in some sense the fight of your life.
Yes.
The fight of her life because she's going toe-to-toe with a church she says she still loves. One that was...
Listen to that. Listen to that. A church she still loves. Known for all the child abuse. Known for all the children that are sexually abused and covered up. Didn't somebody say, oh, Debbie Cook every week at her meetings would make a big joke out of the children that were accused of being out 2D? Because there were no boundaries in Scientology. And for those who don't understand what out 2D is, most specifically for the children, out 2D is second dynamic. It means either a child or an adult had sexual relations. In 3 minutes time, she uses the word handled. It needs to be handled. Like you handle the children, Debbie Cook?
She claims her salvation. Cook was 14 when she found Scientology, a religion established in...
Look at how they twist the words. Look at how they twist the words. Claims she found Scientology at 14. She was a minor. She was a minor. Did they fish her out of her school? Was she a runaway?
In the 1950s by the science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard. Debbie Cook so...
Allegedly. Look at that wonderful Freemasonic pose. Just go look it up. There's so many famous people with their chin on their left hand. Crowley did it as well.
Firmly believed in Scientology that at age 17, she went to work full-time for the church, joined...
You see how perfect they made that? She found Scientology at 14. You see how they cleansed it? But she didn't work full-time for Scientology, allegedly, until she was 17. I want to get a hold of this film right here as well. Look it to the right there, you guys. Can you guys see that? Children, 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 los niños, los niños. That's whom, allegedly, Debbie Cook was abusing.
their religious order called Sea Org. She rose all the way up to the rank of captain.
Look at all those children, you guys. She loved being in charge. She was a prestigious executive. And you know whom they feed off of, allegedly.
And at the church's so-called flag base in Clear.
Look at that. Child at the desk of the Fort Harrison. Not following labor laws. Not going to school. Being slaved away by Debbie Cook, allegedly.
Water, Florida.
Welcome to the Mecca of Scientology.
But in around...
Welcome to the Mecca. What are they, Islam? Are they trying to mock Muslims? Trying to compare themselves to other well-established religions that I'm not into, by the way.
In 2005, Cook says she started to see high-level members of the church behave in ways she found deeply disturbing.
Oh, wait a minute. She began to see high-level executives, like prestigious executives, act in highly disturbing ways. Well, you must be talking about yourself then, huh, Debbie Cook? Since you were a prestigious executive.
And she told us when she was asked to start working more closely with the leader of the church, David Miscavige.
One quality that has always set us apart is that we are unselfish. Yes, we have an utter monopoly on workable solutions, but we share those solutions with anyone who...
You guys, is unselfish even a word? Stated from a true narcissist.
reaches for them.
Miscavige, who has led the church since L. Ron Hubbard's death in 1986, is famously close with the world's best-known Scientologist, Tom Cruise.
The most dedicated...
Not like anyone has never heard of Tom Cruise. They just never shut the F up about him. And honestly, I like Tom Cruise in The Officer and a Gentleman, one of my favorite movies. I liked him in Vanilla Sky, to be honest with you. You know, whether he's aware of it or not, he's one of the biggest victims. However, Tom Cruise goes along with all of this, and it's my opinion and my belief that Tom Cruise is well aware of all the abuses going on of the children, and he does nothing to stop it.
Scientologist, I know.
Imagine all the Sea Org people that work like, I don't know, 18, 19-hour days sometimes. Non-stop. Often not eating well. Not seeing their children. Not seeing their parents or their other relatives or their friends. And they had to hear that come out of Miscavige's mouth. You know, little Davy from the fake Space Navy.
I have never met a more competent, a more intelligent, a more tolerant, a more compassionate being.
I mean, seriously. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Compassionate? Oh, it sure is fun to watch narcissists fawn over each other.
We're lucky to have you, and thank you very much.
But Debbie Cook has testified in court that she saw Miscavige.
There she is with her lawyer husband. Man, some of these ex-Scientology executives sure do like to have an army of lawyers around them. What's going on? What's going on? Are they scared of something? Huh, could they have been barking out the orders to the children to be shredding papers, official documents, proving crimes had been committed against children and others?
Punch a fellow Scientology executive.
You punched him in the face?
Yes. I've never seen anything like this before.
Oh, please. What about all the children that get punched in the face? Like the children that got punched in the face by Wally Hanks? That didn't matter? If you're a grown-ass adult, you need to handle your own self. Debbie Cook, did you ever stop to think that maybe it was some type of karma for all the abuse that you had doled out to other people? I'll bet you didn't, did you?
Never.
And you had no inkling that it was even possible?
No, I never conceived of that. I mean, I've been in Scientology since I was 14 years old.
Since she was 14. It's kind of weird how she keeps repeating it. What's that about? Wouldn't you guys like to know more of the story of why her parents just let her come into an organization, a multi-billion-dollar corporation at 14 years old? What's that about?
On staff since I was 17 at that point.
Almost sounds like it's well rehearsed, doesn't it? They started the 14 years old and the 17. They repeated that twice already, in case you guys didn't catch that. It's just too much.
Point, it had been more than 25 years being there. I'd never seen anything like that. It was inconceivable.
She really wants people to believe that. Not like all the children at the Fort Harrison Hotel that had been sexually abused and it was covered up by prestigious executives and other staff members to include children. Like that didn't exist. Or all the physical beatings that the children have taken that are all covered up. Either you participated in or you were witness to, which is a crime. It's called aiding and abetting. Unless you are participating directly in the crimes, then you're the perpetrator. And rumor has it that you are a perpetrator of abuse on children.
While she says Miscavige never hit her, she did testify that he ordered his secretary to do so.
And she did it.
And she did it very hard, yes.
Look at that, you guys. Again, no names. Everybody gets dumb. They don't know how to say people's names. Well, first of all, if someone tried to beat my ass, guys like how I said that? If someone tried to beat my ass, I'd be freaking singing like a canary. People would know their name in Russian, Spanish, Italian, Polish, whatever. Why would you want to protect someone who was doing things like that? They have something on you, Debbie? What you trying to hide, Debbie? This is my opinion, and I am entitled in the United States of America, in the country of America, to have an opinion on you. That's legal for me to have an opinion on a prestigious executive from Scientology. It does seem to be a huge trend of so many prestigious executives to hide, aid and abet, participate in federal crimes.
Hard enough that you fell down?
Yes.
Why did he ask her to do this?
You know, he was displeased about how I was answering a question, wasn't what he wanted to hear in some way.
Did you feel like you could retaliate?
No, absolutely. You are.
I mean, I heard people say that she was winning her lawsuit. Was she? Was she? And if she's, I don't know the story of her husband, you know, if she's still with him. I mean, it's none of my business, really. I don't care. But at the time, she's got a lawyer who was a husband and apparently some type of counsel because, you know, like Rinder, Rathburn, all these folks, they just grew up in a farm of lawyers all over the place. Can't imagine why that would be, right?
Definitely not able to retaliate.
And listen to what she says Miscavige told his assistant to do on another occasion.
He told
The assistant with no name. I know that they're under duress, but I was in the military almost 6 years. Somebody freaking tries, if they try to hit me in the face, or if they do, someone's getting an ass whooping. I don't even care if people try to hold me back, because that's my right to defend myself. That's all I'm saying, is that you have a right to defend yourself. That's it.
her to grab my finger and to break it if I don't answer the question. So she grabbed my finger and bent it back, and, you know, my initial answer.
Like, honestly, this is just really, at this point, her and a lot of the executives, I can't really say online what I feel or think about this, but it's not adding up, you guys. It ain't adding up. Like, is she serious? She's going on ABC, one of the main news channels, saying that she was hit in the face and that someone took her finger, her index finger, and tried to bend it all the way back and break it. Is this a real serious thing that she's trying to sue for this? You guys know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying, right? I don't know. It's just starting to really sniff like a freaking controlled opposition, bro.
It wasn't good enough, so she, you know, cranked it a little bit more, and She never did break it, but yes, that happened.
Did you ever think to yourself, maybe I'm in the wrong church?
No, I never had that thought that I was in the wrong church.
And then her dedication, you see what I mean? Like, look at how all that stuff went on with Rathburn. And then he magically was back in Scientology. And then she can hardly say a bad word about Scientology. Knowing that they take 3 and 4-year-old children, tell them that they're adults in small bodies, put them in ethics, tell them they're banky, tell them that they're inturbulated, and all these things, all this heinous abuse of children. But she can't say enough good about Scientology? Well, back in my day, there was this, I don't know, somebody told me it was on Sesame Street or Electric Company, I can't remember. One of these things is not like the other. Something ain't adding up, you guys.
I think that somebody else was in the wrong church, or someone else was in the wrong place, I should.
So never say anything really negative about Scientology. She's a critic, but she's never saying anything negative about Scientology? Come on, you guys.
Say, this doesn't belong in church at all.
In repeated letters to ABC News, Scientology officials have denied that David Miscavige ordered Debbie Cook to be slapped or to...
Deny, deny, deny. Just exactly like Darvo. Deny, how's that go? Deny, attack, reverse, victim offender. Just like they do with the little kids. The children that get RAPED, yeah, it's their fault. It's their fault, then the children get further punished, way worse than all this rinky-dinky stuff with Debbie Cook. Way worse. They don't report the sex crimes to the police, and even if they do, the police, 99.9%, don't do anything about it. The children go on to get further abused, and if it's not that specific child, it's going to be other children that further get abused. Yeah.
have her finger bent back, or that he punched a fellow executive. In fact, the church sent us a letter signed by the executive in question in which he said this alleged incident did not occur.
More nameless people. I mean, I think maybe in certain situations you maybe not bring up a name because of legalities. Maybe. But people act like they're terrified to say a name.
And I would remember it if it had. But Cook is not backing down.
You stand by what you've said.
I absolutely do.
In her testimony, she goes even
Not once did she stand up for the children that are being abused. Not once.
further, alleging that in June of 2007, while she was working at the Scientology International Base in Southern California, she was suddenly and physically removed from an office by two large men while she was on the...
There's the large men again, you guys. Remember the other day? One of the accounts I was reading? Oh, large men come in and then they force people to go into a sec check or whatever. No names? These folks would never make it in the military. Never.
phone with David Miscavige.
He was asking me about various projects and was unhappy that things had not gotten done to his satisfaction.
Honestly, this is hysterical. She's supposed to be a whistleblower. Okay, I'm going to swear, and if everybody's got like, ooh, if they get offended easy, you should freaking maybe turn the video off because I might offend you because I'm going to say the F word. What the fuck is she whistleblowing? What the fuck is she revealing? Inquiring minds want to know.
And then soon after that, the window was pried open. These two guys came through the window, and Mr. Miscavige asked me on the phone, "Are they there?" I said yes. He said goodbye. And then...
And she's still calling him Mr. Dave Miscavige? please.
And I was physically taken off with these two guys to the hole.
The hole. According to Cook's testimony, it was located here in a pair of double-wide trailers on the international base.
And when I was there, it had bars on the windows and security guards posted at the...
But I guess all the children that get locked up in the chain lockers, that doesn't matter. Or the children that get locked up in the basement of the Blue Building or the basements in the Fort Harrison Hotel. Because those are their rooms of choice, aren't they? The basements in a Fort Harrison Hotel. So it's harder for people to escape. All the children that get locked up. Everything about their lives have bars on the windows. And it doesn't happen, it doesn't occur without the adults making the children's jail possible.
One door for entering and exiting.
What do you have to do in order to be sent to the hole?
You have to really have caused what Mr. Miscavige considered to be...
Boy, she sure does respect someone that she allegedly hates his guts, right? Come on. Wakey, people.
Harm or, you've really done enough bad that you're being sort of quarantined. And
I imagine being a fake whistleblower would be a great way to make amends, wouldn't it?
A hole.
And when you're in there, can you leave?
No, you cannot.
What would happen if you tried to leave?
You can't. You just can't leave. There's guards at the door.
Just like all those children that you were in charge of at Fort Harrison Hotel that were auditing adults. Right, Debbie Cook? Exact same thing. They couldn't leave. And if they tried to run away, the Clearwater PD brought them straight back to you. Didn't they, Debbie Cook?